Hey, streamers, welcome. How about just welcome people? I'm Paul Ash. With me is Claudio Capri. That is the guy. We are both comedians based out of Montreal. And the fact that this city has been locked down so much, both of us have gotten into streaming, doing live streams and podcast type streams quite a bit, and it's something I was always interested in. And hello, we got watchers. If you are watching, just click like or drop a comment into the comment field, and then we can say hi. Tell us where you're watching from. Now, with lockdown, Claudio, what was like? Did you just what was the thought about getting into streaming?
Well, I mean, I knew this was gonna be for a while, and I'm like, you know what? Instead of just writing jokes and just letting time go by, I'm like, I've always been interested in doing podcasts, so I'm like, let me check a few out, let me get into the podcast vibe, and then that's how I create myself and a few other friends. Shout out to the Dirty Four. That's how we created a podcast, which we go every Sunday night live. And we're like from there. I'm like, you know what? Let's during the pandemic, even not during the lockdown. Let's do a podcast. Let's entertain ourselves and the audience for a good whatever time. So during this lockdown, just working on a podcast, writing, getting inspired, and just trying to keep sane, basically.
You do, and now you're doing several different ones. You've got the Dirty Four, which is every Sunday night, but
That's right.
there's part of your channel is also shooting the breeze with Victoria, with a Victoria host. You also do your trivia nights.
Yes, that's
Uh,
right. That's right. So Victoria has hers shoots and reads, and then we Victoria and I do movie trivia nights every Thursday night. Yes.
every Thursday night. Do you have any others that are on your channel so people know? So it's
uh,
Podcast on YouTube for anyone who wants
exactly.
to follow.
Exactly. Like 34 podcasts on YouTube, and then all the episodes are there. I mean, we have one this coming Sunday, and then we're in 2 Tuesdays. We're December 8th, I believe. We're gonna try doing French because because I want to improve on my French a little bit as well. So this is the perfect
Oui,
time
oui.
to this is a perfect time to learn learn do things are better, like you always wanted to do.
Actually, you know what? That was what brought me into attempting to do podcasts. Is the fact that there was
Hmm.
no show, there was no outlet, and there was a desire, and I started, uh, trying to do like originally I think I tried to understand OBS, and my computer was too old, my
Hmm.
connection was too bad, and it was too difficult. I just tried to do a live stream straight to Facebook, which just I didn't feel like I had the control that I
Hmm.
wanted, and it didn't look as sweet as I liked.
Hmm.
That's when I discovered the wonderful people at StreamYard. So I'm gonna pop that up there right now. So we started using StreamYard, and I think I introduced you to StreamYard.
Yes, that's true. We did.
Yeah, and so the three pillars of them are it's the ease of use, the professional look, and stability. And
Exactly.
it has not failed me at all. So
Well,
I mean, I recommend to anyone who is curious about there. I'm going to just put the little duck up above us. The plushies are coming, by the way. The plushies are coming. They're going to have the little plushy ducks. I'm going to have like one of those right beside the cameras or the bottle of gin. I don't know if I should be showing the bottle of gin, but there's going
it's
to
too
be a
early.
you know what, the beauty of live stream, it's 9 o'clock somewheres in the world right now, p.m. But it's because right now it's Central Time. They're 9 a.m. and I
Exactly.
don't know. So no, that's not the breakfast gin because I occasionally I've breakfast gin. I know that sounds like I have a problem, but breakfast gin is actually a type of gin that's made by a company that doesn't sponsor me, but I wish that they would. Yes, there's anything that we mention on this show is not sponsored. There's no paid for
Exactly.
advertisement on it. Yeah, let's just do a shout out here to This is designed by comedian Zach Kick, printed up by comedian John Ray. So the Comedy Gang T-shirts. We got Philip has popped in saying it's
Hey,
never too
Philip.
early, especially if you don't stop from the night before. Exactly. You have you worked graveyard shift before, Claudio?
Yeah, yes, I have. When I was in university, my first year of university, because I worked at a hospital. I was, giving because I was giving food to the elderly. So I would have school classes during the day, and I would do a graveyard shift from 10 a.m. till 6 or 7 a.m. I have a class at 8:30, then another one at 11, and then I would, because I was working at the hospital. This is before I did comedy. I would work at the hospital like 4 days, nights a week, and it was just brutal. It was just out one time I collapsed because I was overtired, overbearing.
I always tried to describe it as people as in I lived in a different time zone than the people around me, because it's like when I'm finishing work, which would be early in the morning,
Yeah.
it's like it's the same kind of biorhythmic feel that you have when you finish work at 5 or 6 p.m. So
Mhm.
I'm ready to go have dinner, relax a little bit before going to sleep, but I don't really have everyone around me in the morning has
Yeah.
got that morning zombie thing on, or those annoying happy early morning people. Uh,
Yes.
and they just don't jive. It's not the same mental state.
Well, well. I mean, like, this is when I had my second ex girlfriend, and then was on a Friday, so I had to see her. So the genius that I was is I finished work. This was on a Saturday morning because I work Friday. So I'd finished at 7 or 8, and she goes, "Hey, let's go for brunch." I'm like, I'm not gonna sleep. I'm gonna go directly to her place, and we're gonna have brunch. The worst idea I've ever had. I got to her place, it was 11. I had already 3 coffees, and it went right through me like it was water. And the entire time she's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "No, no, I'm fine." I sort of got by like 1 o'clock. I'm like, I either have to go back to your place or I have to go back home. So we went back to her place, and the first thing I did is I just ran and jumped on her bed and I slept. I remember this. I slept for 9 hours straight. And I woke up. I'm like, oh, wow. Thank God I'm not working tonight. And then she didn't talk to me the rest of the day because she thought I was impolite. But anyways,
There was that the fact that I really do hope you find happiness, but I'm waiting for when you finally are doing those stories with my 11th ex girlfriend, my 32nd ex girlfriend. Like the fact that you are numbering them, it's
exactly.
it's a little troublesome, but it's itself its own charm for you. Oh wow! Thank you everybody who's tuning in. Make sure please keep on clicking the like, subscribe. The right underneath Claudio over there is the subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube or Twitch. Where, by the way, Claudio, you asked me if I was on Twitch. We're on Twitch right now. We're on Twitch. We're on
Perfect.
YouTube. We're on Facebook. We're broadcasting to all three thanks to StreamYard. Do you mind if I plug my shows? I know that I asked you about the Dirty Four and
Go
the
ahead,
other two that
baby.
you're doing.
Please go ahead.
Uh, every Wednesday night, I produce for this. I don't know if curmudgeon is the right word, but it's basically it's a love advice guy. He has guests now, which is weird. He is so the Love Doctor does a show every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Battlecom is once a month. It's the last Monday of the month, and that is a Geek War comedy battle show where the audience actually decides who is the winner. It's not based on who's right with these
Okay.
arguments. It's based on who's most entertaining. And that we're using Slido. Slido is doing the voting
Mhm.
for us. So that's another app that just kind of makes it simpler for us. I'm hearing a little bit of an echo, so I'm not sure if your headphones are not working, Claudio. But
Yeah, I'm fixing that. That's what I'm doing.
all
Sorry about
right.
that.
No, all is good.
Okay, how about now? Do you still hear the echo now?
Well, I'll try talking and see if I hear it. I don't quite hear it now, so that sounds like we got it fixed.
All
Yay!
right.
Now
Technology.
this is the other thing. Oh yeah, and then I also do They Talk Funny. They Talk
Yeah.
Funny is an interview show where I talk about comedians and comedy and the writing process, and that is a little bit more sporadic because it's based on getting good comedians, like established comedians in. For example, Rodney Ramsey will be my guest this
Nice.
Tuesday. Last week I had the Kenny Robinson.
Yeah,
Uh,
I have to say, sorry to cut you off.
yep,
I love the interview with Kenny Robinson. I mean, I didn't see it live, but I saw it. I saw
the
it
replay.
after. Yes, the replay. I'm like, and just hearing comedians like Kenny Robinson, like, okay, so it kind of gets me in the mindset of what they've done to this day and how they got to where they are.
And the thing is, I with that interview, it was like there's so many basic questions about Kenny that I would like to ask that I
Yeah.
didn't like. I didn't want to ask him what was your favorite show ever? What's the stupidest thing that happened to you on the road? I didn't ask him about his connection with Russell Peters because like he's mentored so many people, and
Hmm.
Russell has been very open about the fact that the what Kenny has done for him.
Hmm.
So I didn't want to cover the things that so many people already knew about.
Yeah.
So again, if you have any questions about us, I think what we're going to try to focus on though is talking about streaming and getting into streaming
Hmm.
as I don't know, as a new entertainment. I mean, podcasts have existed for a long time,
Hmm.
and streaming and the gaming streaming stuff like Twitch coming along
Yep.
has prepared a lot of things. And I think with lockdown, the fact that people can do these kind of programs from their homes,
Yep.
which so they're available for replay on things like Facebook, on YouTube, and even on Twitch. Though after a little while, they'll disappear off of Twitch. It does fade, but I think this gives us a chance to reach out. And that was one of the things you mentioned it, and I'd like to say it. I always thought, yeah, I'd like to do a podcast, and then had no idea why. And then lockdown happened, or how, and then lockdown happened, and it was like, well, now I've got a little bit of time. And OBS is an incredibly powerful program, but it
Hmm.
was just a little too complicated for me and required
Hmm.
too much power from my computer, so I wasn't able to do it.
Hmm.
Um, and get it working into a way that I liked, and then I discovered StreamYard. What do you think are the essentials for streaming, for using something like StreamYard?
I think as you mentioned,
Oh my
no.
goodness! Hey, we got a shout out from Chester, England.
Oh,
Thank you, welcome. That's my ex-wife, who I'm still friends with. She's an amazing
nice.
person, and she moved to England during COVID
Um,
to be with her new love. So congratulations, best of heart. We'll throw it a little heart there to Chester.
nice.
There we are. So
Nice.
yeah, I asked you a question. Then I cut you off because I'm a
Oh,
rude prick.
no, no, you're not. No, so I find streaming services like StreamYard, it is very easy to use. One of the streaming services I'm not a fan of is Zoom. That is because it gives me a headache after an hour. Because I know there's a system. Hey, Mike, how are you? I know there's a system of where you have to you focus on one person talking, but as time went on, I didn't really press on that button to focus on one person. So all you'd see is just, for example, for the Dirty Four, that's how we started out. We're doing test podcast, and we're going on for like 3 hours because we're like, hey, we're on lockdown, and it was and I was getting a headache every time one, like, let's say you and I were talking, it'll always go back and forth to me and you, like a film, reaction shot, action reaction. So it gave me a headache, and then we tried using Skype. We tried using Skype. It was a bit annoying at times. So then we found StreamYard, and we have never had a problem with StreamYard ever since. So StreamYard's number one for me.
All right, Mike Gamash has chimed in. He had a question. What are the basic necessities for doing this streaming? Are there better platforms than others? StreamYard, I think, is a great tool because it also
Exactly.
allows you to go off on several different. And by the way, see that I put that up there. I didn't have to put that up there. I've got like the paid one. I'm not. Uh, I'm not being paid by StreamYard. If you're interested in getting StreamYard, you can send me your email address, and I can, because it'll get you a discount when you get StreamYard, and then I get sort of a bonus kickback. I'll admit that, but that's not really a paid sponsorship for this or this
Hmm.
channel. But the basic necessities for doing streaming, Um, StreamYard is very simple. It's very easy to do. Right now, I've added no special graphics for this, though we do have. I do up little posters and such that if you click on the little icon that you saw to start watching this, you'll see that that was just a very simple Photoshop that I did up. But you can probably tell the difference with Claudio and I. Claudio is using natural light right now. I've got
Hmm.
two of these. These are just $10 IKEA lights, which I put cookie sheet paper over to mute. So they're good for the high heat, and they give good light. I've got a green screen behind me, which you know what I'm just gonna play with for a second, just to show you that I can change the entire look. So I've got a green screen behind me, which it's an old green bed sheet I just hung from my mic stand, which isn't being used right now, and over to my CD rack. So that's all it takes is to have a half decent microphone.
Hmm.
You know what? You don't even need a half decent microphone. You can do it with a shitty microphone. You're just going to sound like crap.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
but a webcam, lighting, and a mic, and
Exactly. And
StreamYard does none of the processing on your computer mic. It's
yeah.
all handled. It's everything is compiled and sent out from their services, which are
Yeah.
based in California. And
And
what?
oh, sorry,
Go
sorry,
ahead.
sorry.
No, no, go ahead,
I,
Claudio.
I was gonna say, and no, obviously, good internet connection that would help.
Yes, you can do it on Wi-Fi. Like StreamYard,
Hmm.
you can do mobile. Uh, you can do mobile streams, like from your phone or from your
Hmm.
tablet or whatever,
Hmm.
and you can even host other people when you do that. But the thing is, if your internet connection is in and out, then you're going to possibly develop a lag. You might cut out, which will leave your guest on alone.
Hmm.
It's always better to have a stable connection.
Exactly. Exactly.
Uh, but you did okay. You did tests before you guys actually went live. So you tested
Exactly.
Zoom, you tested Skype.
Yeah.
I think I used Skype with OBS when I
Hmm.
started. I think my
I
very
remember
first
you told
interview,
me.
which is
Yeah.
sort of lost, is with David Pride, which was a great interview. And unfortunately, I've only got fragments of it left because Skype.
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't know. I don't know. Like we were using Skype, but then at some point, because at first, well, the one of the members didn't really have good internet connection, but we can't blame it on that because that's their internet connection, and getting decent internet is slightly tough. But then we realized we really cannot do a lot of features with it. So then that's when we're like, enough with Skype. So we had to find a better way, and also I didn't have a new laptop, so I had a 10-year-old MacBook, which I couldn't update the the software to today's, so it was hard for me to use StreamYard. So I'm like, you know what, I'm fed up. And during the first lockdown, I went to Best Buy and then I got a MacBook Air, which allows me specifically to do all these things.
and MacBook Airs are not known to be super powerful computers. So
Exactly, exactly. But
they were enough to actually run it. If I can make suggestions about content, like this is the other thing going on. Somebody say, hey, Claudio, move your mic. It's covering a lot of your face.
yeah,
Uh, yeah, because this is the moneymaker. You want to when you're.
my first time doing
This
this.
is something that's also bugs me about comedians is that uh, the mic is like a little shotgun or a little ice cream cone. You want to make sure that it's pointed at your mouth, but you see comedians on stage like this and they're hiding their
Oh,
face. See,
or
that's
worse.
better.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. No, it's my
Yeah.
first time actually using this thing because I got it on Monday and then I had a hard time because this usually does not fit. So because it was this and I have two mics and the two mics did not fit, so I had to take screws, like unscrew everything. It was like I was like renovating, but do I sound better right now? I mentioned this is my first time doing this.
You still you still sound good. It's the covering your face. I think Mike Kamash kind of really likes to see your moneymaker there.
Ah, well, no, my face is ugly, so
Ah, That's the old joke with a face made for radio, which is what
Now it's face made for podcasts.
yeah, no, but video podcasts are out there. I like the fact that it looks like I have short hair right now because it's still wet from the shower. But all right. So one of the things about if you are doing streaming, you need
Mm,
to it's you're not nobody's really Seinfeld. Even Seinfeld wasn't Seinfeld. The show about
mm,
nothing was about something.
mhm.
So you need to have a kind of a purpose. You want to have a through line that's going to connect with people that people are going to stay around for. Uh,
Yeah,
Hence why we're talking. This is called Just Stream It, to try to encourage people to start their own streams,
yeah,
because it is a lot of fun. It's a way to connect
it
with
is.
like Claudio. Like I haven't seen Claudio in person since like we had a small break in the lockdown here in
Yeah,
Montreal, and I kept less. I made sure I was more than 6 feet away from him the entire time.
we had no
Uh,
choice.
but and masks up while we were in
Mm,
the club. And he put on a comedy show, and I went, I did that. But at the same time, uh, it's a way to connect with your friends.
absolutely.
I do little, like, I don't stream them, but I use the same platform to check in
Mhm.
with friends who I get worried about, people who are living alone or people who might be a
Yeah,
little bit depressed.
yeah,
And so yeah, but to have, if you're doing a streaming that you want people to watch, one of the things to do is to have a topic that you're going to go on. Uh,
exactly,
the other
exactly.
thing is consistency. Like the Dirty Four is every Sunday night. The Love Doctor is every Wednesday night. So these are points where you are checking in.
Mm.
Um, it's a lot more interesting. And Mike is saying that he hasn't seen Claudio since January. He says, "Miss you, bro." That's why he's glad to see more of your face, right? That's why he was trying to get that big pop filter off of in front of your mug. I don't know why I like this. This is probably completely insensitive. It's your love of gangster films. That's what it is. That's why I have to do like all this. You see, yeah, gotta go get the guy. See, and uh, but that's one of the things is you need to have
Mhm.
that consistency. You need to
Exactly,
have a
exactly.
topic. One of the things I do horribly, and one of the things that people will mention about streaming, is the fact is of not of being a bit too shotgun. I'm a little bit too shotgun because on my channel I got Battlecom, which is
Mhm,
more appealing to geeks, to nerds and comedy fans. But then I also have the Love Doctor, which is like a social wellness show,
mhm,
which
mhm.
and I have burlesque performers on with me, so it is a bit more adult in nature. I do this well, this is the first time I've done this one, but I do They Talk Funny, which is geared to a bit more in depth kind of comedians and the writing process. What's your thoughts on that, Claudia? What do you think? Do you think are you guys keeping very consistent with your topics when you're doing the Dirty Four, or
Um,
how's
so
what's your marketing you look like?
so here's the thing. Okay, so with the Dirty Four at first, because you know me, I'm a nervous kind of guy, right? So I get nervous before going on stage. So we tried having plans to talk about, but the thing is, because I get so nervous, and I want and I'm always that guy. I'm like, oh, I have to get this, I have to get this. So everyone's telling me, Claudio, calm down. We're gonna get to, but because we have topics that are going to last like 90 minutes to 120 minutes, but I go through them very quickly. So I go, and then we're all like, so the first few episodes they were tough to watch because I was nervous. You could see it you could feel in my voice that this is my first time. But then as we progressed, we're like, you know what? Like Joy LaFlamme and Peter Bone, like, you know what? Let's try something. Let's try not having topics and let's see where it goes. So then well, I mean, people have been telling me that ever since then, like I'm more natural. I'm calmer. Uh, when we're talking, like I'm not nervous. So we have a process. Like we know what we're going to talk about, but at the same time, it's not really planned. We're just four people just having fun. And if we do not get through all the topics, like okay, it's the next episode. But we like this is a pandemic. I find people need entertainment, 24/7, right? Because as you mentioned, there are people who are depressed, people who live alone, people who are going through some things. I mean, look, we're all going through some things, but I believe, going on for longer than 90 minutes, getting together, looking at the group chats, whether even if it's trolls, but seeing people getting together, tuning in and I mean, getting that feel of excitement that, hey, we're putting this on for you. That's what I love. So we could talk for like 120 minutes, and we make people feel at ease. We want to take the make them forget about the problems that they're having, just focus on us because we want to have fun. We need to try to put smiles on people's faces, but we don't know if we do that. But for me, that's the whole idea of podcasting. I don't know. I don't know if that answered your question, but
It sort of does. But if you
okay.
were if you were trying to categorize Dirty Four into like one or two words of why people should watch it, what's the theme? What's the content about?
Comedy and current events.
All right, so there it is. So it's comedy and current events. So having a consistent theme moving forward for the branding of your show
Mm-hmm.
helps.
Mm-hmm.
Being consistent with time helps. The technology you need is not as great as you think. Most people are able to stream just using what's in their phone. The
Mm-hmm.
fantastic Wendy Bonbons does the
Yeah.
Cosmic Bonbon Show every Sunday, or almost every Sunday night. I think she's moved to every second Sunday. I'm not positive,
Yes.
but
Yes.
follow cosmic.bonbons on Instagram, and she's just using Instagram as a way to stream.
Hey,
Uh,
Mel.
I love. Oh, hey, we got people popping in. I should have said hi. Hey,
Hey.
Mel. But yeah, so these are the tips. Kind of
Mm-hmm.
keep it going forward. Because I mean, long before the pandemic and the lockdown, I was thinking, because I have a background in radio, I should be doing a podcast, and I I didn't. It was just like, oh, okay, that's something I'll think about, keep in the back of my mind. I never set like a deadline. I never put it into my Trello as other than just in the brainstorming section. I
Mm-hmm.
never thought about going ahead and doing it, and then I started doing it, and it's just been hugely rewarding with everyone that I'm going to see. Now, Mike Mash is saying the attention span should not be a priority for the flow. There will always be something for someone to criticize.
Well
You can't
said.
please everyone.
Well
Uh,
said.
that's true. And I'm just going to throw up a little something here. Uh,
Sure.
my channel, all my shows are supported by donation. So right at the bottom there is a link tree. You see it going down right there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a link tree. So it's linktr.ee/ Paul Ash. First thing there says buy me a drink. So that would be split if anything comes in the next 5 hours. It's going to be split between me and Claudio.
Oh,
And just that's generally how I support and appreciate the performers who I have on the various streams I do.
thank you.
Uh, we've been live for about a half hour right now. So Claudio, when do you want people to tune in to see you? Let's hear.
Well,
And you update that on your Instagram, which is oops, wrong way, over there. There it
yeah,
is. Your
yeah.
Instagram.
So that's it. So I update that on my Instagram, basically saying like, hey, Sunday night on Facebook Live, YouTube at 8:30. Tune in and just watch the Dirty Four. We may have guests or not. Uh, and then we had guests like Angel Sarukas, Pamela Pagano. Then just us four just talking now. As of December 8th, we're going to be doing Dirty Four en français. So it's going to be 100% French. It'll be myself, Joey Laflamme. We might have a few guests. Basically, hey, you know what? Like, I want to improve my French. I mean, I could speak French. I want to improve it. So that's going to be every Tuesday night in 2 Tuesdays at 8 p.m. And then for regular episodes, every Sunday night at 8:30.
Cool. And this channel here, you can catch me doing the They Talk Funny. Next one is next Tuesday at 8 p.m. So a little bit of a conflict with Claudio. It's They Talk Funny. I'll be talking to comedian Rodney Ramsey. On
Nice.
Monday, it's going to be Battlecom, which
Yes.
I've got Dylan Reimer,
Hmm.
who's a Canadian comic who tours in the UK as well. He's on the show based out of Vancouver, but I got AJ Young, I've got Lucy
Nice.
Gervais and Jason Hattrick, and of course my co-host and for the entire thing, Erica Tadeo. Is fantastic. Yeah, I've
Hello.
got some special surprises for
Uh,
this Battlecom coming up, so
nice.
I recommend checking them out.
I love
Uh,
Battlecom. I like sorry to cut you off, but
no, no, it's praise is nice.
you know, I just love it. I'm like just like sometimes like I obviously I get what you're all saying, but I'm like if I was there, I'm like I can't do it. No, I can't. I'm just I don't know what it is. Like I think you know like the details is just phenomenal. I'm like okay, oh crap, like I knew about that, but I didn't know much details about it. That's what I'm trying to say. Sorry.
It's yeah. And the thing is, though, it's not about being right. It's about being entertaining. Some of the details
Yeah.
people say are complete bullshit, but if they say it with enough confidence, that's kind of how you win an argument or a presidency 4 years ago. There is.
Nice one.
It's a little bit late, but it was a burn that was deserved.
Okay.
We got okay, did I mention the Love Doctor? The Love Doctor, it's usually me and at least two guests. We did a special Love Doctor episode on the weekend
Hmm.
called the Polysode,
Hmm.
which if you go back through the YouTube channel, you'll be able to see it. Which was a group discussion about love in the modern age. So we talked about monogamy, polyamory, and variations thereof. And
Hmm.
we had representation from people who've only been in monogamous relationships and people who've been in polyamorous relationships. And we discussed what that meant for everybody.
Hmm.
So yeah, so that's kind of we also do it with a bit of alcohol and laughter. We had Kaya Coco, who was an actual sex educator, as part of that panel as well. Um,
Nice.
yeah, so we kept that. So Love Doctor, They Talk Funny, and Battlecom. Those are the
Mhm.
three main shows that I do. You can find all of them on my Twitch, all of them on my YouTube, and each one on Facebook has its own little fan page. So if you're interested in any one of those, you can easily find the back videos and check them out because I still think they're interesting. And one of the beauties about StreamYard is it pulls the comments from all the sources that we're going to. Like right now, uh, yeah, everybody who's commented has commented from Facebook,
Mhm.
as you can see by that little F. But we have people that can comment from Twitch. Actually, Battlecom also broadcasts to Twitter.
Yeah.
It's which is kind of a neat thing, or for me, it's the fact that people are now streaming to Twitter, and
Yeah,
I'm
it's
one of them.
awesome. It's awesome and weird at the same time.
Hmm. I'm pretty sure Battlecom does go over 140 characters, but they still let us do it. Um, that was a bad Twitter joke. I'm not sure
I'm like
what I was saying.
uh
All right, with that sharp intake of breath, I think we're gonna log out. But I think
yeah.
hopefully, do you think, Claudio, we've inspired somebody out there to start streaming?
Absolutely. You know what, folks? If you don't mind me saying, we're in a lockdown. You know, try it out. Like, try things you've never done before. Why not? And you know what? And when the curse is lifted, keep doing it. You know what? A lot of people have been telling me, hey, you know what? You never did stand up comedy before. Try it out. Keep doing it. And with this, anyone who has a heart of doing what they want to do, they can continue it. Don't stop. Keep doing
Exactly.
it.
I second that. I mean, don't feel the pressure to do something new during lockdown. Philip Andrew Poplachuk is saying, "Great show, guys."
Thank you.
I missed the William. I don't know how I missed the William. Philip Andrew William Poplachuk. Thank you very much. Saying, "Great show, guys. Have a great one. Keep it up." I'm gonna be keeping it up. Claudio, you got to be
Yeah.
keeping it. This just sounded dirty. I didn't mean to, but
34.
there we go. The dirty four. just popped out. I really shouldn't know. I really should watch my language. It's just, the Dirty Four just popped out and is keeping it up. I think before we get nailed on anything, thank you, Mike, for
Thanks.
saying great job. We're gonna sign off
Yep.
and thank everybody. Zed, it was great seeing you though. We'll do our best. Check out some of the other shows. And
Exactly.
Battlecom on Monday is a definite must see. Check out 34 every Sunday, but this Monday it's we're got some special little bells and whistles, a couple guest appearances that hopefully will
Nice.
surprise people, including
Nice.
people on the panel.
Oh, it's gonna be good.
So let's keep them all laughing, popping it
Yep.
out, and keeping it up. Really, that does sound dirty. I don't know why. I'm sounding